What's up, guys? I'm Cody Brockway, and you are back here for another episode of Brockway's Vinyl Bites. How cool is that? I love Brockway's Vinyl Bites, and I know you do too because of the fact that you are here and you rock. Thank you so much for your support. The channel just hit 1,300 subscribers a little while ago. I really appreciate it. And so, with all you guys and newer viewers, welcome to the channel. Hello. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And yeah, awesome. So what I'm talking about here today is kind of some music that I don't really talk about that much on the channel, of course, because I cover hard rock, progressive rock, classic rock, prog metal, heavy metal, thrash metal, all those sorts of things, right? So you know my tastes are mainly rock and metal, but what about some of that stuff that I don't talk so much about? That you just don't really hear much about here on the channel. Some might call this guilty pleasures. I wouldn't call it that personally because I don't feel like you should feel guilty for any music you like. But for some people, this may be considered guilty pleasures, but not for me. This is just albums that I like, or bands that I like, artists that I like that are different from other stuff that I have in my collection, and most certainly that you guys would not expect that I listen to. So we're going to start off with this band. This is really the only album I ever truly got into by them. They got a couple of albums out, but this is the one that I kind of flocked to. It was big when it came out. Of course, it's 21 Pilots. Their sound is very eclectic. This is the Blurry Face record, came out in 2015. I have other ones of theirs, but this is really the only one that I paid much attention to. Got great songs on here. I mean, they go from pop to hip-hop to almost metal in some cases to indie. Like, their sound is very eclectic and they're a very cool band. And it's just two guys. It's pretty sweet. But yeah, I like their sound and I like what they do, in particular on that album. Okay, so when I was younger, I used to be a massive hip-hop fan, and I still love hip-hop actually to this day, certain artists and such in the fold. And my favorite rapper of all time is a guy that I will be a massive fan of till the day I die, and that's Eminem. I've got all of his albums. I love his lyricism. I love his storytelling. I love his sense of humor. It probably shaped a part of who I am to this day. Growing up listening to this all the time, especially when I hit my early teenage years. Good God, I listened to this all the time, and I still listen to this pretty regularly. Actually, I love this album, and I love Eminem. He doesn't actually have an album that I don't like. I have all of them and I like them all. And that's probably pretty obvious for a rock and metal guy like me. I think that a lot of people like Eminem. And a lot of people like this guy too. Of course, in the last couple of years, he's been under a lot of scrutiny. But I've always liked him way back to when I was a kid. Marilyn Manson. And I've got a couple of CDs from him. Probably the one I play the most is the Lest We Forget Greatest Hits album, but of the studio albums, this is a more modern day one. It's a very good one too. The Pale Emperor, yeah, Marilyn Manson. He's just got such a sound, and nobody else really sounds like him. And he's just got kind of his own thing going on. Haven't heard the newest one yet. Haven't been keeping up with him much since all the nonsense has been happening. But yeah, some Marilyn Manson for sure. Okay, now we're going to go completely in a different direction. I don't think you've ever heard me talk about this artist on the channel because I don't typically like this kind of music all that much, aside from one or two artists that will be mentioned here. But Keith Urban, yeah, I can't go wrong with a little bit of Keith once in a while. It's a nice sunny day out in the Camaro, or just getting ready for summertime, right? Throw on some Keith and all things are good, man. Love me some Keith Urban. This is the Golden Road album. I've got a couple of his CDs, actually. I don't think I have every one, but I've got a few. And I've always liked him. And the guy that produced this also produced Megadeth in the 90s. So there you go, Dan Huff. But yeah, Keith Urban. And of course, this one's the next two are kind of obligatory. If you grew up in the 90s or 2000s in Ontario, Canada, you probably have had these in your collection, no matter what kind of music you like. Shania Twain, produced by Mutt Lange, the same guy who did Def Leppard, AC/DC, Foreigner, and married Shania Twain, and then the prick cheated on her. How dare you, Mutt Lange? But yeah, Shania's a legend, and the way she kind of fused the rock sound with the pop, with the country aspects, there's something that everyone can appreciate here for sure. She's a very talented singer, and I've always appreciated her. Shania Twain, awesome. Going to Napanee, Ontario. This is an album that I grew up on. I know every word to pretty much every song on this record. A Canadian treasure, just like Shania Twain. In fact, the first time this girl ever sang publicly was on stage at a show that I believe Shania Twain was hosting. Now, you could correct me if I'm wrong on that, but that's how I think it happened back in the mid-90s somewhere. It is Avril Lavigne and Let Go. I love so many of her records, actually, in particular the first three I listen to a lot, because those are kind of the ones that I grew up on. But the ones she's been putting out lately have been really good too, but I always go back to this one. You know, this is Complicated, Losing Grip, I'm With You, all the songs that kind of were anthems when I was a kid growing up in the 2000s. Awesome. Love me some Avril. And then what else we got? Okay. Maybe you know that I like this one, maybe you don't, but I am a big fan of this particular musician, and she's probably the biggest pop star in the world right now, Taylor Swift. Yeah, I like Taylor. There, I said it, folks. I like Taylor Swift. There's nothing wrong with Taylor Swift. She's got some good tunes, and this is probably her best album. Although I think I've got almost all of her albums, actually, and there's lots there that I enjoy in her catalog. Kind of grew up listening to Taylor Swift, so kind of watched the evolution as it happened, and then, you know, from Speak Now, 1989, right up to Folklore, and then the newer ones that have come out. This stands as one of my favorites because it's so different than everything else in her catalog. There's not really that sort of overproduced pop thing going on. In fact, this album is very stripped back. It's mostly acoustic. I reckon that actually a lot of you guys following the channel would appreciate this. This is Folklore, and of course the album cover looks like a death metal album. But yeah, Taylor Swift, I think she's just a great talent, a great singer, great songwriter, very good at what she does. Next up is a girl that kind of has just gained popularity so much in the music world anyway in the 2020s. I think she's a fabulous talent. Of course, she started off in Disney, but it was a little bit after my time, so I never watched her Disney shows when she was on. But when she started coming out with her own music, I was paying attention, and it's like, okay, this is decent stuff. Because a lot of it's relatable, too, you know? I mean, even from the fact that it's sort of girl on guy, you can easily flip the themes and have it be sort of universal, because that's what music is, right? So you could take some of the lyrics and go, oh, okay, even as a man, I feel that from my own perspective, and that's Olivia Rodrigo. This is her newest album, Guts. This is where I sort of started to really be aware of her. I knew of her a little bit after the first one came out, but this is the one that I listened to where I was like, oh my gosh, the songs on here are so good. The writing is awesome. I mean, the song Lacey, just some of the lyrics in that, awesome. Of course, I love the big single Vampire, The Grudge. I think everybody has been where she's singing about in that song, in The Grudge. And yeah, love Olivia Rodrigo. Can't wait to see what she does next. But this album is a certified banger, as the kids would call it. Now, this is probably not aimed at my demographic of people, considering what else I listen to. But no, she's great, and she's kind of got that sort of Avril Lavigne pop rock thing going on. And it's a great mix. It's a good sound. Love Olivia Rodrigo. Now, this one, I've often said that this is my only guilty pleasure that I've ever had, but I don't care. You guys can know about it. It's Britney Spears. Again, growing up in the 2000s, her songs were kind of everywhere, and, you know, I mean, hey, I can't help but get down when certain songs like Baby One More Time, Toxic, I'm a Slave for You, whenever those come on the radio, I'm just like, oh yeah. So this is the CD I've got. This is like her greatest hits compilation, and it's got all the bangers on it. It's got I'm not a girl, not yet a woman, Oops, I Did It Again, Me Against the Music, and of course the songs that I already mentioned, of course Baby One More Time, I'm a Slave for You, Toxic, just, yeah. Fun stuff and good memories of the 2000s here for sure. And another band that brings me right back to the 2000s is a band they're a great hard rock band. Actually, they were good friends with Pantera. They even had Dimebag Darrell on one of their songs as a tribute to him after he passed away. Band from Alberta, Canada. Yeah. Everyone's favorite hard rock band. That's Nickelback. They were my first concert ever. And you know what? If you got anything bad to say about Nickelback, just save it, man, because I love Nickelback and I don't care. Great band. I really appreciate them. And they were the gateway for me. I mean, growing up, getting into hard rock and heavy metal, Nickelback was a big part of that beginning for me. And so you can't fault a guy for that. And I still listen to Nickelback pretty regularly. They're just a lot of fun, and say what you want about them. I think they've got good songs. And they put on one of the best live shows ever. I've seen them twice. They were my first concert back in 2004, and I love me some Nickelback. So there you go. There's 10 bands and artists that you wouldn't expect this guy from Brockway's Vinyl Bites, who's always talking about the Black Sabbaths, the Metallicas, the Mike Portnoys, all these sorts of things, all the Tools, the Danny Careys. You wouldn't expect me to probably like any of this stuff, but that's the great thing about music, is that it means so much to different people for different reasons. And so, those are my bands and artists that you wouldn't expect me to like. Now, leave a comment. I'd love to hear what you guys have to say about your own opinions anyway. Just be respectful, I'd love to hear what you guys, what people don't expect that you might like, because let's face it, I know a lot of you guys are big into the Van der Graaf generator, big into the Genesis, King Crimson, yes, all the stuff that I love and talk about on this channel regularly. So what's some stuff? I know you got some skeletons in the closet. I know you do. Let me know in the comments. Once again, don't forget to like and subscribe. I'm your host, Cody Brockway. This has been another episode of Brockway's Vinyl Bites. And thank you to everyone who has just been so supportive of the channel. Obviously, my fiance Tara of Spin in Prague, Jeff Shilka, Ian LaBelle, Scott Lade of the Prague Corner, Raymond Pierre, everyone who's been commenting, and all the 1,300 new subscribers going on there. Yeah, you guys are all awesome. We'll see you next time. Rock on! Yeah!